The comic book industry is in crisis. Sure, there have been problems before, but none quite like this. Comic book shops are closing their doors en masse, and while I'm pretty sure that things like the pandemic are going to get blamed for the occurrence, that's not the real reason. This time around, comic book fans are backing off, and en masse as well. Even the most die-hard readers that buy multiple copies of the same book to get the variant covers are starting to back out. And what's leading to this mass exodus? Well, it's the industry itself, or to be more precise, the people running it right now. The same people who inherited that industry but did not build it. The people who are supposed to be taking care of the characters and the stories that were handed down to them. These same people, who should have continued the legacy that was entrusted to them, are instead destroying it with their own personal biases, political agendas, and woke culture. Take a look at this post. It has around 30 hashtags in it. It's about America Chavez and the author. And none of those hashtags are about superheroes. None of those hashtags are about comic books. They're all about identities. I can't help but wonder how many of the people that liked this actually went out and bought the book, and how many people dropped it because of the browbeating and the cringy dialogue. And that's the problem. Superheroes aren't fun anymore. The books that used to tell interesting, captivating stories are now used to push political agendas, personal biases, and browbeat the readers into submission. Even now, with the massive backlash against the reveal of the New Warriors and Snowflake and Safe Space, and other similar books like Children of the Atom, these artists are taking to Twitter to defend themselves, to defend their cohorts, and to call everybody who doesn't like it a bigot. Because apparently 160,000+ dislikes are all done by bigots. Because everyone who disagrees with them is a bad person. Different opinions, you're a bad person. Have a different viewpoint, you're a bad person. And these people have made sure to fill the industry with like-minded individuals. People who think the same way. Ironic, considering they continue spouting on about diversity and inclusivity. But they've managed it. They've created their own little safe space, their own little bubble, where they can frolic around and push whatever they want at the expense of everything else. And now that it's starting to collapse, it's everybody else's fault but their own. But it's not just the books, it's the art as well. If you compare older generation artwork to the current one, it's obvious that these people just can't draw. They're not good at what they do. But of course, it's not their fault that the books aren't selling, because their self-projection prevents them from being anything but great in their own minds. It's the toxic fans that are at fault, they say. It's you. So what if Iceman was straight for, 50 years? That's half a century. The character was never envisioned to be gay. But he's gay now, and if you don't like it, you're a bigot and a homophobe and every other buzzword that they can throw at you. And that's what kept people in check, the use of these very same buzzwords. Because who wants to be called a racist, a homophobe, a sexist, a bigot? Those are all bad things. But slowly people are starting to wake up to the fact that the meaning behind the words when they come out of the mouths of these people is different from what's written in the dictionary. It's at this point I'd like to bring your attention to a tweet. A tweet that showcases the mindset of these people. It reads as follows. Yes, that's wrong. Writers are hired by publishers. Publishers sell to retailers and retailers sell to fans. So my client is the publisher, not the fan. Do I need to explain what a moronic train of thought that is? If the fans don't buy your bad book from the retailers won't buy from the publishers. And the publishers won't hire you. There's a saying, don't bite the hand that feeds. But I guess I'm a bigot for pointing that out. But you see, the term sticks and stones applies here as well. So call me a bigot, but I'm still going to say what I have to say, because that word coming out of the mouths of these people means absolutely nothing. It's lost its power. And the more people that wake up to this realization, the sooner we'll get this thing sorted out, one way or another. You made your bed, now sleep in it. You wanted your industry to be exclusive, you wanted your industry to be safe, you wanted your industry to be about LGBTQ and whatever else you wanted to preach about. So, your obnoxious behavior chased the people that have supported this industry for decades out, and now you have it all to yourselves. So, enjoy it. There's a reason that manga is so popular nowadays, and it's becoming more and more popular with every passing day. It's because for the amount of $4 or $5, you pick up a nicely thinned comic book that has nothing good in it. But if you double that amount, you're going to pick up a decent manga with interesting characters and a good story. A manga that if it panders to someone, it panders to its fans, not a demographic on Twitter that doesn't even pick up the books. I'm going to leave you with a little comparison of what comic book art used to look like and what it looks like now. This is the reason why Ethan Van Sciver's Cyberfrog became pretty much $1 million project. Because you can see Ethan Van Sciver picking up a piece of paper and actually drawing and inking the character himself. Whereas these people sit down, use their Photoshop, and produce things like this. This is the amount of quality and this is the amount of effort you receive for your money. So yeah, manga's on the rise. Is anyone really surprised at this point? We'll see how things play out, but my guess is that the turning point has come. And to those writers and artists that are still accusing the fans on Twitter, your cries are starting to fall on deaf ears because we've had enough. I'll see you around. And if you like this, let me know and I'll make more. Have a good one.